Hello students, today we're going to talk about prisms. This is a rectangular prism. It's got rectangles, happens to have squares on the end, but a square is a rectangle. This is a triangular prism. It's a triangle on the bottom. A prism is defined by its base. This is a triangle. It's on the bottom, it's a triangular prism. This one's a rectangular prism, sitting on a rectangle, sitting this way. Square is a rectangle, it's a rectangular prism. This is a pyramid. A pyramid can have any shape at the bottom, but the sides are triangles and they go up to a point. So this happens to be a triangular pyramid. There's a triangle on the bottom, and it comes up to a point. It has three sides. This is a square pyramid, a square on the bottom. The sides come up to a point. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about nets. Nets are when you take a prism and you unfold it. So if I take this rectangular prism and unfold it, this is what the net looks like. I've got my four rectangles here, my two squares on the end. So these are my top and bottom, and the squares are my ends. So if I fold this up, it should fold up into my rectangular prism. Let's look at a cube. A cube is a rectangular prism. Okay, this is made out of all squares, so it's a rectangular prism, but it's also called a cube. When we fold this up, ends up into a rectangular prism or a cube. Now with the cubes, they don't all have to look like this. These two pieces on the ends, these could be located anywhere along here and it would still fold up to a rectangular prism. Let me show you another example. This right here would still also fold up to a cube. So let's fold this up. And there you have it. You have another cube. The pyramids, when you unfold those, they look like this. This is the triangular pyramid. And there you have it. Let's take a look at the square pyramid. Square on the bottom, the four sides, folds up to a pyramid like that. Today, I'm just going to focus on rectangular prisms. We're going to find the surface area and the volume of rectangular prisms. Surface area is the area around the entire figure. So if I wanted to wrap this in paper, how much paper would it take? The surface area would give me that information. So to find the surface area, what we need to do is find the area of the top and the bottom, the front and the back, and the two sides, and add it together. One way to do that is to draw your prism. Draw the net of your prism, find the area of each of these shapes, and then add them together. So let's see how we could do that on paper. All right, if I wanted to find the surface area of this rectangular prism here, I would draw the net of it. So let's see. Freehand draw. So I'm going to first draw this rectangle right here. I'm just going to sketch it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to use a ruler. I'm going to say that this is going to represent the 10 right here. And then this is going to represent the 3 over here. So that's this front side here. Now the bottom is 10 by 6. So the bottom would fold right from this edge here. It's going to be a little bit bigger. And this would be 6 over here. And then the back side is going to be the 10 by 3, same as the front. So my next rectangle would look like this. Sorry, it's a little sloppy. And then that would be the 10 by 3. And then we also have the top up here, which is going to be the same as the bottom, the 10 by 6. So I'm going to draw another one right there. That is 10 by 6. Now we need the two edges, the two ends right here. So that is 6 by 3. So I'm going to draw one right here. And I'm going to use that 6 there. So then this would be 3 right here. And then this side would be 3 and that's 6. And then I'm going to draw another one over here. And that's 3 by 6. Now that I have it all sketched out, I just have to find the area of each of the shapes. So this is a rectangle here. It's 10 by 3. 10 times 3 is 30. So the area of this rectangle is 30. And I'm going to circle it so that I know that that's the area of that. This is 10 by 6. 10 times 6 is 60. There's the area of that one. Now this is the front side. That was this here. So the next one opposite or right after the bottom is going to be the back. It's going to be the same. It's 10 by 3. You got 3 here, 10 here. So we're going to have 30. And then this is the top. If that was the bottom, the top's also going to be 60. It's 10 by 6. And then we just have to find the area of the ends here. So this is 3 by 6. It's 6 over here, so I know that this is 6 also. 3 times 6 is 18. Circle that. And then this one is also 18. So basically, you're going to have 2 of each shape. You have a top and a bottom, a front and a back, and the 2 ends. So I've got 60 twice, so I'm going to add all of these up. I'm going to add 60 plus 30 plus 30 plus 18 and plus 18. And I'm just going to add them. 8 and 8 is 16. Carry my 1. I got 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I have 216. I'm just going to double check. 60 and 60 is 120. Plus another 30 and 30 gives me 180, 190, 200, and the 8 and 8, 16. So 216. And its area, so we label it square feet or feet squared. So I can label it feet squared. And there you have it. That is the surface area for this rectangular prism. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is volume. So volume is the space that's going to be inside of this rectangular prism. So when we talk about volume, we talk about how much liquid or how much can fit into something. So if I pour water into this glass, I want to know how much water is in here. That refers to volume. Volume can be measured in cubic inches, cubic centimeters, whatever unit of measure that you're using. What that means is if I'm measuring in cubic inches, how many cubic inches would actually fit in there. Okay? So luckily, there's a formula to find the volume of rectangular prisms, which makes it very easy to do. So let's look at those. All right, so for volume, we do volume equals length times width times height. So I typed it out here. I used my little X to show you that it's multiplication. But for the most part, you will see it written like this. Volume equals LWH. Remember, when we have letters in algebra, if there's no operation symbol in between them, it means multiplication. So if it's written like this, it means length times width times height. So what we're going to do to find the volume of this rectangular prism is just use that formula. All right. I'm going to use volume equals length times width times height. So volume equals, I'm going to use 10 for my length, 6 for my width, 10 times 6 times, and 3 for my height. All right, I just need to multiply it. 10 times 6 is 60, and then I have to multiply 60 times 3, and 60 times 3 is 180. And for volume, it's labeled in cubic feet. So we can either write feet to the third power, or if you're using centimeters or inches, you just label it to the third power, or you would write it out as cubic feet, or centimeters, or inches, or whatever you're using. Okay? All right, so I put some practice problems in the Google form. Those are the easier ones. And then the problems that I put in the Pearson program are going to be a little bit harder. You may have to deal with decimals and fractions. Okay, that is a 6th grade standard. But you know how to do that. And feel free to use your calculator on your phone, or if you have another calculator, especially with the decimals. I prefer if you did it by hand, but by all means, you can practice using the calculator. Okay, so good luck. Enjoy working with rectangular prisms. See ya.